Hey everyone, my name is Remnant. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. This is my first ever episode in Planet Zoo. If you are new here, thank you so much for clicking on this video. If you are like me, I have been, in the best way possible, overwhelmed by the amount of amazing Planet Zoo content that's been released. So I'm super excited to get into the game myself. For those of you who don't know, my building style, I guess, I'm try and stay pretty realistic and pretty detail oriented, just like, you know, a lot of the people that are here. So I guess let's just get into it. So this zoo is based off of the San Diego Zoo, which is my home zoo, which I think that's what a lot of people are doing. They're kind of, you know, recreating their home zoos. But this isn't really a recreation. It's more of a reimagined version of the San Diego Zoo. For those of you who don't know, the San Diego Zoo is actually inside of Balboa Park, which is this just amazing, very rich in culture park that's in San Diego. There's, you know, so many amazing buildings and really great architecture and beautiful gardens, and that's something that I kind of wanted to include in the zoo. I thought it'd be really cool to actually include some buildings that are in Balboa Park and put them in my zoo. So this building that you're looking at right now is based off of the Fleet Science Center. I've taken some like kind of some of it is a lot different than the actual building because I've made this the entrance building, and the Fleet Science Center is, you know, quite a bit bigger than this, and it's laid out just a little bit differently. But it's pretty true to the design of it. So on this side is basically, you know, like a gift shop that you'll be able to, you won't be able to enter from this side, but you'll exit from this side. This is stuff that I'm going to need to think about because I was kind of just recreating the building. And I'm going to put ticket like turnstiles here, and these are the ticket booths right here. Pretty self-explanatory. This is meant to be an old building, and I wanted to show that we are adding, you know, some modern elements. So, you know, these like metal fences and these cool little like modern metal and glass awnings, which are really cool actually. And I added them over here too. And actually this big part of the building, which, you know, I guess can seem very out of scale, but it's not. It's there. It's this big for a reason. On the Fleet Science Center, it's, I believe, a really big planetarium, which I went in when I was a kid and it seemed huge and massive, and I haven't been in it since. So it could be small. I don't know. But I thought it'd be cool to have this at the zoo because, you know, it could be a place to view, you know, if there's like a special presentation on a certain species of animal, or, you know, some kind of documentary that really relies heavily on, you know, kind of being really immersive, which is what planetariums are. It's basically a like wall-to-wall. It's basically like an IMAX on steroids. That's the best way I can explain it. But yeah, so I kind of took some creative liberties and made it a little bit different looking. I added some of these really cool emblems that are, you know, just in-game stuff, and I really dig it. So there's that. And on this side we have just some restrooms. You know, nothing fancy. All of this stuff is bare. I've laid out some pathing to kind of map out what I want to do. This is, of course, all pretty temporary. So I guess my goals for this video today are to get just this entry plaza, basically, for the most part, done. I want to try and do a desert garden, which kind of pays homage to the desert garden that is in Balboa Park, which is beautiful. And it's kind of cool because it's kind of what I love about desert gardens is they kind of add it like a challenge, because it's, you know, when you think of a desert, you think of something that's really desolate and dry. But desert gardens to me are so beautiful, and they don't need a lot of water. So I thought that'd be perfect for the entrance of the zoo, you know, to not need that much maintenance. So it's going to be very different from the inside of the zoo. I want to make the inside of the zoo very lush and jungly is, I guess, would be the word. But so plans will be to put like a big fountain here that mimics the fountain that's actually in front of the Fleet Science Center in Balboa Park. And I have some ideas, and we'll see if we're able to do it. But I've tried to do some desert landscaping, but this is like without, looking at a reference or anything. So I'm definitely going to need to brush up on my landscaping skills, I guess, and look at some references. So I have some ideas, and I will come back soon. So this is what I've gotten done. This is that fountain that I was talking about, that's in front of the actual Science Center in Balboa Park. It's a super simple design, and it is kind of meant to just be like, you can walk up to it. I don't know. Some people are like weird and they swim in it, which is like, why? I'm going to try and add some stuff later to make it a little bit more zoo-like. But we'll see. Moving over here, I saw this from Mr. Masked Bandit, who is very talented, and I'm sure if you're subscribed to me, you're all subscribed to him. I saw that he was using this gravel path as actual gravel, which is really cool, and I kind of wish that they actually had this as a terrain texture, but they don't. But this is cool. I'm going to try and do some kind of like dry riverbed that is going to be surrounding like the perimeter of the fountain, and it'll just kind of add some uniqueness, I guess, something unique to the entrance plaza. So I also put some along here. Obviously this is very, very bare bones. I'm going to try and make it look pretty legit. So I have an idea, and hopefully it works. Okay, this is the parking lot. I feel like I might have made this too big, but looking on Google Maps, it is big. It's honestly huge. Like, it's a huge square parking lot. Like, they don't have any other parking. They don't have a parking structure anywhere. It's just this huge like square that basically ends like right here, and then there's grass over here, and there's like some other buildings. But really it is this big. Of course I'm going to add lanes and all that stuff, and parking spaces, but I've attempted to make a sign. Ooh, I don't like it. I'm not a fan, but it's just here for now. But I made this little garden. It's the entrance where you would turn in, and it kind of just welcomes you. It's a little desert garden that welcomes you. You can, walk up here. I did the 2-meter path thing. Was it 2 meter or was it 3 meter? I think this is 2 meter, which is a pain. I'm kind of just still experimenting with the desert vibe. I honestly think that a lot of this like elevation, there's a slight elevation change, but it's pretty sloppy, and I think that I'm going to change it. I just need to, really be patient and not try and be quick, but I will do that another time. So what I need to do next is make the dry riverbed and fix up the pathing, and, kind of make this bathroom area seem a little bit more bathroom area-ish. All right, you guys. I kind of went way overboard and didn't film the process like I wanted. I kind of just got super into it and I didn't stop. So I'm just going to walk you through everything that I did. This amazing font is so good. And it's so much better than what I was trying to do with the in-game font. I'm so sorry. I totally forgot who did this beautiful font, but I'm going to put it on the screen right now. Be sure to download it. It's amazing. And I think that this creator has also made a bunch of other fonts too, but this one was pretty perfect for what I wanted. So there's the name, Balboa Zoo, and it's cool because it's kind of doubles as a planter, very deserty, but I'm gonna show you some of this other stuff. So you'll see that the pathing has kind of been covered I honestly couldn't get the pathing to do exactly what I wanted, so I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna have to cover it with the plaster pieces that are really cool. There is some like Z fighting. Is that what it's called? Z fighting. It's just gonna have to do. I'm gonna try and not do this so much. Like when we get in the actual zoo, I really want to make the paths work for me, but you know, it just wasn't working for me, so I just decided to cover it. Okay, guys. So, all right. I'm gonna pat myself on the back here because I'm pretty freaking excited about this. Okay, and I'm pretty proud of it. So. This is the dry riverbed, and I think it looks like pretty freaking good. Like it's pretty convincing. So basically, you know, we just started with that gravel path, and we used like the big soil pieces, and I put, you know, a lot of desert plants that you know, and I found that a lot of like the temperate and some of the other biomes really do still look deserty, so I was sure to kind of add some variation. I tried to stick to like 5 or 6 plants and not go overboard to make it, you know, just too busy. But yeah, I mean, I have to fill in some stuff still with, you know, just some rocks, but I think it really looks great. Like, it's pretty great. And I kind of put these paths that cross to make it look like, you know, little bridges or just walking paths that go over that dry riverbed. But, you know, really that gravel kind of just ends right there. But it just adds some depth, and I really like how it came out. If this guy needs to stop complaining. Something I like to do with my paths or with my entrance plazas is make some kind of design. And this one is I guess it's kind of like a spiderweb design, but it's more abstract. I am not quite set on this yet. I might change it in the future, but for now I dig it. Over here, this is really fun. So this is the other, you know, desert garden area that I was, you know, showing you guys before. I really like these animal barriers right here. It's kind of that like, what are these called? Wow, I know nothing. These metal bars that you see them use for swimming pools is what I'm going to say they are. They're used to build swimming pools before they put the frickin' concrete in, and then they just put rocks in them. Wow, I'm terrible. But it looks great, and obviously I still need to fill in with some rocks and stuff, but I'm really digging the effect that this gives. It looks really convincing to me. And over here, I kind of dressed up this area to make it look a little bit more like an area where, you know, the restrooms would be. You know, it's not restrooms. Usually you don't like walk straight into it. There's kind of like a little courtyard where you can, you know, sit and wait for your loved ones to poop. These have benches in here that they can actually sit on. What I want to do here is put some drinking fountains, and this is actually like an animal barrier. I thought it'd be cool to maybe have some kind of vine wall climbing plant on it, but we'll see. I'm not quite sure yet. Yeah, I sunk in a sign right here, which I wish that we had more different size signs. This one's pretty big, and I had to kind of finagle it to make the text smaller. This is a Scots pine, which doesn't really scream deserty, but to me it looked a lot like the Torrey pines that we have here in San Diego. I keep saying San Diego. I don't live in San Diego anymore. I have moved, but we have these Torrey pines, and they look very similar to this. So I kind of just like put together the two the two variations of Scots pines that we have, and it looks convincing to me. With this sign, I kind of just like copied it. So I just copied it, and I, you know, just put it right here, and I think it looks so much better. I obviously need to do like, you know, the sidewalk and stuff like that, but I think a lot of it is going to have to end up being moved maybe a little bit, because it just seems really wide to me, and we'll see. We'll see how this goes, but I really like how this looks. It looks really legit to me. It looks really real. So yeah, let's move on. All right, so we are at the fountain, which I just didn't know what to do, because I wanted to keep it really simple, and I just didn't really know what to do. I was just thinking like, oh, maybe I can build something, I can make some kind of sculpture. And I did it at, so I looked in the pieces, and, a lot of the stuff was African themed, which is awesome, but I didn't necessarily want that for the entrance plaza. I don't want something that's super themed, if that makes sense. But I loved these elephant statues. I think they're amazing, and it's crazy because, like, I don't know if this is intentional, but the bottoms of them, it looks like they're wet. Is the game that smart, or is that just how they are designed? So yeah, I just put some of those in there. I was inspired by the Birch Aquarium, actually, that's in San Diego. And they have this fountain that has like a huge, I think, humpback whale statue. And it just reminded me of this. And I kind of wanted to be like, this is an old fountain. And they kind of spruced it up by adding these statues in here. And the water goes like straight over them. It doesn't crash into them at all. And I just think I really dig how this looks. I think that this is really welcoming, and definitely like a photo spot that, guests in real life would use. Yeah, so I am really happy with how this has all turned out. I'm in Tegid cam right now. Tegid. And I'm really digging this, guys. I haven't seen anything yet in Planet Zoo that looks quite like this, and I wanted to do something a little bit different for my zoo. So I really like this desert garden. I'm definitely no N7 by any means, but I'm happy with how this turned out, and I think, after looking at a bunch of the source material that I was looking at, I think that it really does give off that desert vibe. And just in Tegid Cam, it's really looking good. Yeah, so I kind of tied in these two paths, and I think everything just looks pretty cohesive. I have to add some details to some things, but overall, I'm really kind of proud how this came out. It looks really cool. So I guess with that, I will leave you with some cinematic shots. If you haven't already, subscribe if you want, like it if you want. Leave a comment. That would be nice, just so I can know what y'all think. If you have any constructive criticism, I would love to hear, because, anything helps. But I hope that you guys have a great day. And, oh my God, this is such a good shot. Ew. This looks really good. I hope that you guys have a great day, and I will see you guys next time, hopefully soon. I'm going to try to make this a series, so see you guys later. Okay, bye.